When students head back to school tomorrow following the three-day holiday weekend, kids in 3 communities will once again be under added security as police continue trying to get to the bottom of a disturbing threat. Eyewitness News reporter Shantae Lands is live in the newsroom now with the latest developments in the school threat investigation.
Shannon and Steve, schools were closed today for the Columbus holiday, but tomorrow police presence will resume in both Johnston and Cranston and as well as Warwick. But Warwick police tell me they'll have a slightly different strategy. An officer will be placed once again at all schools across Warwick, Cranston, and Johnston. This after that anonymous letter was mailed to the Johnston Police Department last Tuesday, threatening to harm elementary school children. Warwick Police Chief Colonel Stephen McCartney says tomorrow, each assigned officer will no longer spend the entire day at school.
What we're doing is moving our day personnel, changing their work schedule, in order that they make sure that they're at the schools during the opening and during the closing.
He says during the day, officers will be in and out of the schools with flexibility to respond to other emergency calls around the city. Then on Wednesday, plans will change again.
Our random active threat measures plan, which basically is going to have everybody that's on duty. They will be in and out of the schools.
The chief would not reveal the specifics on when and where the officers would be during the day, but did say confidential measures would be taken to keep all students and staff safe. Meanwhile, investigators continue to search for possible suspects while proving the validity of that threatening letter.
Do you think it's a possibility that this letter may just be a hoax?
Well, I think that police thought about that from day one. Certainly can't eliminate that possibility, but at the same time, we can't say that it wasn't a threat.
And coming up new at 6, only Eyewitness News cameras were rolling as Warwick police performed drills, coincidentally, for school threats. Reporting live in the newsroom, Shantae Lands, Eyewitness News.
Now we turn to the school threat investigation. Students and teachers will return to class tomorrow after a long holiday weekend off, and it will mark 1 week since police received a letter threatening students in Johnston, Cranston, and Warwick. And tonight we're checking in with those departments to find out what kids should expect this week. And new at 6, one department uses today's empty classrooms for its annual threat training exercise. Eyewitness News reporter Shantae Lands is in the newsroom now with the latest developments.
As police from all 3 communities prepared to return to monitor schools tomorrow, Warwick police spent their Columbus Day holiday coincidentally training for school threat drills.
Unknown threat moving.
A science lab transformed to a suspected shooter scenario.
Every room presents different challenges.
Inside Tollgate High, dozens of Warwick police officers use the cafeteria, hallways, and classrooms to simulate protecting staff and students.
We're doing it as the school's empty, but you can imagine as students are in the hallways yelling, screaming, all the chaos, fire alarms going off. It can be very difficult and challenging for responding officers.
All 170 Warwick police officers will complete these drills. Their school threat training comes just days after a possible threat.
You could probably attach a certain level of irony to it.
Last Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, 30 Warwick police officers were placed at all 30 public schools after someone sent an anonymous letter to the Johnston Police Department threatening to harm elementary school kids in Johnston, Warwick, and Cranston. Johnston and Cranston officers were also placed at schools and will return this week. School officials say the scare led to lower attendance last week.
We're doing the best that we can, and I think that the plans that we have are consistent with where we're at this point in time, and I think that they'll be very effective.
And Warwick Police Chief Stephen McCartney says it cost the city about $31,000 to place officers at all schools following that school threat. Reporting in the newsroom, Shantae Lands, Eyewitness News.